man who won X Factor when he was 18, and when I was 18, I couldn't even use an iron. I'm just putting that out there. Hiya, Joe.
I still can't use an iron, so... I'm good, thanks. I'm very well.
You look really well.
Thank you. I've been I've got to be in a loincloth for the whole show, so I've been training, exercising, kind of getting a bit of muscle on us, so, yeah, maybe look a bit different.
I was thinking that, because obviously you've got to stand there and just, with body out, legs out, the lot, with a gawping audience. How do you feel about that?
I mean, at first, it was my idea of hell. It was. And I was having, like, sleepless nights thinking, oh my God, I can't believe I'm going to stand in front of thousands of people every night with no clothes on. Because it's literally like a mini skirt. It looks like something from Top Shop. It's like a tiny little mini skirt. And then I kind of just got the point where once I'd done it about 3 or 4 times, I was a bit like, all right, well, everybody's seen it now, you know, everybody's seen what I look like with no clothes on. And you kind of just get used to it, you know, so, the only thing I don't like is normally, I love to have, like, a big meal before I go on stage.
Oh, so you can't be doing that, can you?
Get a big food baby, you know, I've got to have something light, but something that fills us, you know, for the show.
Yeah.
So you do have to kind of plan the meals a bit better.
So this is your first kind of notorious theatre role. Are you nervous? Are you excited? Is it a fusion of a lot of things, Joe McElderry?
Well, this is I'm quite far into the run now, so the nerves have kind of left now, and I'm more just enjoying it. But at the beginning, I was petrified. Like, I thought, I don't want... And obviously loads of people have played Joseph, and really famous people who've done really good jobs of it, and everybody loves them because they did that show. So I didn't want to kind of step into it and be the worst Joseph, you know, and everyone to be like, oh my God, well, he's, like, so bad. But the reviews have been amazing, and people seem to really have loved the show. So that's all you can ask for, you know, when you do something, as long as the audience are enjoying it and the general buzz around it is that people are having fun, well, that's the greatest review you can get. So, and that's what we've had, so I'm pleased.
Speaking of reviews, because we're in an age now of like social media and Twitter and Facebook, obviously back in the day you kind of wait for the newspapers to come out and you know, you see the films and they'll stand around and like, oh, it's 5 stars from the Sun. Now it's immediate with things like Twitter and Facebook and all the rest of it. Does that kind of spur you on, or do you find that daunting?
I think I'd be lying if I said I didn't care what people write. I don't care what people write outside of my work, so personal life stuff and just general rubbish that goes into a paper I'm not that bothered about. But I think at the end of the day, when somebody comes to see our job is to try and impress an audience. So if I was to sit here and say, oh, you know, I'm not really bothered if we get a bad one or a good one, obviously we want a good one, but I do also think sometimes you have to kind of put a wall down it, because you don't want it to affect your performance, and you don't want to start too much of a good thing is a bad thing and too much of a bad thing is a bad thing, you know what I mean? You've got to kind of have a happy medium in between. So I know what's going on, I know what people are saying about the show, but you have to kind of make sure that you're just doing your job to the best you can do it, and kind of let them kind of just balance on the outside, if that makes sense.
Yeah. And what do you want from an audience when you're doing theatre? Because obviously when you do concerts and you pop concerts, you want them to go bonkers, you want them all singing your song and jumping up and down. Do you want that from a theatre audience, or do you think we've worked so hard on this, you need to sit there and listen to the words?
Well, when I started, I expected that would be what we would have, where it would be quite quiet. But honestly, the Joseph fans are insane. Like, they absolutely, from the beginning, they're up, they're dancing, they're singing along, they're clapping along. A lot of them are long-time fans of this show. It's such an iconic show. You get a lot of people that have seen it over and over again coming to see it, and they know all the words, you know, so they want to sing along and they want to be a part of the script and join in. And obviously, we'll do a huge medley at the end of the show, and everybody's up on their feet clapping along and singing, which is great for me because it feels like home, you know.
And obviously you found fame off X Factor, and I've always wanted to ask this. Do you know when you're living in the X Factor house, because obviously when we watch the spin-off shows and stuff, everyone's really supportive and like, oh yeah, we like each other. But is it secretly like the Apprentice house when you're not on camera? Like, someone comes back with like laryngitis and you're not on camera, like, oh, what a shame, but when they're off, like, yeah, I'll go through to the final.
Well, it's funny because I thought that it would be quite competitive in the house, but on our year, I remember a lot of the crew backstage saying to us, we can't believe how well everybody gets on in this series. We got on genuinely really well. The thing that you do though in the house is when you're in the, like, everyone's in their bedrooms and stuff and rehearsing, and we've all got our little mini CD players.
You lock them in so they can't get to the show.
You're trying to hear what they sound like. You're like, oh, they sound really good this week, you know. But at the same time, it just makes you up your game. It's not like a kind of awful, like, oh my God, they sound great, I need to sabotage. You're just like, I better do a few more hours rehearsal, you know, to get up to scratch. So it was a nice atmosphere. atmosphere. You know, everybody was going through the same experience. So it was kind of intense, but it was really like we all kind of clung on to each other and were kind of each other's backbones a little bit.
I love that image of people like listening in. Did you ever like open your door and like Ollie Murs fell in? Like, oh, sorry, I was just passing by. I wasn't listening.
They should literally film that. Living in one of them houses could be a whole nother reality show, though.
can imagine.
And I always say they make such a mistake by not doing 24-hour like a Big Brother thing.
So, Joe, you're from up north, like proper up north, like north-ish. Is it South Shields you're from?
It is, yeah, South Shields.
Not a good time for Newcastle at the minute with the relegation from the football. We'll brush over that. However, you're in the black country now, and like myself, we've both got quite broad accents, you know what I mean? People know we're not Queen's English people, people know where you're from, people obviously know where I'm from. Now, we've got quite a strong dialect here in the black country, so I was wondering if I could show you a few phrases, and if you could tell me what you think they mean.
Okay, let's do it. Yeah.
What does that say, Joe?
Gizzagoo.
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 So what do you think gizzagoo means?
Like, can I have a turn?
Oh, that was very good. Well done.
So you take that off, and we will say that in Newcastle.
Oh, so you say gizzagoo?
Gizzagoo.
We say gizzagoo.
Gizzaturn.
Gizzaturn.
Yeah.
So if you're like hugging the mic in Joseph when you're doing close my eyes, someone will go gizzagoo, Joe. Come on.
All right, okay.
It's not all about you.
I like that one.
Similar.
Similar.
What does that say, Joe?
Yaum a riffy bleeder.
Yaum a riffy bleeder. What does that mean, Joe McElderry?
Like somebody is naughty.
A riffy bleeder. A riffy bleeder. Shall I put it into like a sentence for you?
Yeah.
So imagine you've just walked out your house and you've not washed very much this morning, and the outfit's not on point. I'm not on that today. This is just hypothetical. And someone goes, Joe, you're a riffy bleeder.
See, like you look scruffy.
You're scruffy and you smell. So nobody wants to be a riffy bleeder.
I mean, that is like a whole different language there, isn't it? You're a riffy bleeder. Wow.
You're a riffy bleeder. You're not a riffy bleeder.
No, I've got aftershave on today, so I'm alright. It smells alright.
He smells alright. I can't believe I just sniffed Joe McElderry.
I'll probably know it all by the end of this year. With Joseph and Panto at the end of the year, I'll be speaking like this in no time.
So Joe, when you were on the X Factor, Evie Burnett, the famous singing coach, said she couldn't teach you singing anymore because you're so good. So I want to know if you can teach me how to sing.
Well, I'm going to have to hear what you sound like first.
Okay.
Are you ready?
I'm ready for this. So we're going to sing The Climb, which was your #1 single.
It was, yes.
And I'm going to sing this. Do you want me to look at you, or will it embarrass you?
What do you want to do?
I'm really embarrassed now. There's always gonna be another mountain. I'm always gonna wanna make it move. Always gonna be an uphill battle. Sometimes I'm gonna have to lose. Ain't about how fast I get there. Ain't about what's waiting on the other side. What is it, Joe? It's the climb. Oh, wow. Oh, thank you, everybody.
So you've got musical timing. A lot of people that would do that wouldn't be able to sing in them. You know, you sing it in the beats of the song.
So have you got an understudy?
Well, I mean, you could do it. You could do it.
Joe, you're a legend. Thank you so much for coming on BBCW. Sorry that was really strange for you.
That's all right. I had fun. It was very different to most interviews. I enjoyed it. Not many people sing me songs to us.